What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. This video is going to be a fall transitional. Get ready with me. We're going to be trying out some new makeup. I am finally showing you guys the Suqqu fall collection, so we're going to be playing around with this palette. And then I also have the new Glossier foundation and a couple of other new bits to show you guys. So if you want to get ready with me and hear my thoughts about this new makeup, then keep watching. All right, party people, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. And if you're new here, consider subscribing to my channel. My name is Sophia and I upload content just like this every single week. I do focus a little bit more on luxury and high-end makeup. I do a lot of new makeup reviews. So hit that subscribe button if you enjoy content just like this. And then as a reminder, guys, I am gonna link all these products in the description box. Anything that goes on my face, it's gonna be in the description box along with all the shades. I do use affiliate links, so shopping through my links does earn me a small commission, which supports my channel. So thank you so much to all of you who have been shopping through my links. I really, really appreciate it. We're gonna kick things off with the new Glossier foundation. I just picked this up at the store here in Boston yesterday. And surprisingly, I wasn't in the fair category. I am light number 2. So that is one of the lighter, obviously lighter neutral shades. And I actually think the packaging looks really nice. What do you guys think? I think it's very sleek. I just want, okay, so yesterday, I'm gonna explain my surprise face right now. Yesterday, when I went to open this, the cap looked like it was one of those things that you twist off, and then there's a doe foot applicator. So I twisted it off, and what I saw was this little stick. And it was late, guys, okay? So this is why I'm laughing at myself. It's actually a pump bottle. It's a pump bottle, so that makes a lot of sense. I was gonna say, the packaging's really nice, but this little stick applicator is so strange. It looks like a tester in the store. So we're gonna be trying this out. Sorry, I had a really dumb moment there for a second. I'm gonna be using one of my favorite foundation brushes, which is this one from It Cosmetics. By the way, guys, they just re-released this brush on Ulta. I'm gonna link this year's version down below. Every single fall, they come out with another version of this brush. It's basically just a really nice heart-shaped, I know mine's a little dirty, it's a little heart-shaped foundation brush. And then every single year, it's a different handle. So I think this one might've been from 2 years ago. I don't know. These brushes last a really long time, but the one from this year, I'll put up an image right here. It has this beautiful iridescent handle. I need to pick it up. I keep forgetting to order it. And also, okay, sorry. We're gonna get to the foundation in a second. Also, I have been using this new little BK Beauty brush. What would you call this? It's like a brush stand, but also pouch. I've been using it nonstop. I can't wait to take this on vacation with me. So like it pops up like this, you zip it, and you can travel with your little brushes like this. And it's not hard, so you can kind of smoosh it in your suitcase. I took this with me to the Hamptons this past weekend, and it was so handy because once you get to your little hotel, you just pull this little thing down and then you can see all of your brushes right here. And I'm gonna be taking this with me on vacation next week. So I just wanted to point that out. They did gift that to me. And if it's sold out, they told me that they are gonna be doing a restock soon. So anyway, let's get the foundation on my face. It says that this is supposed to be kind of like a medium coverage. I have not watched any reviews on this, so this is just going to be like a little first impression application. And then once I've tested it over the next couple of days, I'll post like an actual full review to let you guys know what I think. I will do a wear test for this video as well. The texture is very, very nice. I didn't really put that much on and I already have like a decent amount of coverage. I've never tried the Glossier skin tint just because I always saw that there was barely any coverage. So when I saw that Glossier came out with a foundation, I was very excited to try it out because in general, I really like Glossier. I did do a video about all the products that I own from them, just kind of giving you guys my thoughts and telling you which ones were my faves. So I can link that one down below. I'd say it's kind of like a natural to luminous finish and definitely easy to cover up imperfections, but it doesn't feel heavy. It has kind of like a moisturizing feel to it. When I was in the boutique yesterday, the rather young sales associate was like, it's 70% skincare. And I'm like, so water, like glycerin? Like, what do they mean by that? Let's take a look at the ingredients. Yeah, water, squalane, glycerin. These are the things that are standing out to me. Rosa canina, fruit extract, plankton extract. There's shea butter in there. So some pretty standard stuff. I don't know if you could call that skincare. It's just like regular ingredients, but that's okay. I don't need anything fancy in my foundations. I just want to get a little bit more here on my nose. So this is what Light 2 looks like. I think the finish is really beautiful. It's very moisturizing. It doesn't feel matte and masky or anything like that. It does have that squalane in it, so I kind of expected it to have a little bit of a glow, but it's not greasy or anything like that, and it definitely is medium coverage. I would say you can even build it up like I did to really fully cover any type of hyperpigmentation. I think that powder products are gonna layer on top of this pretty well. We shall see. And I think this color is good because even though my chest looks maybe a little bit lighter, if you take a look at just like the rest of my body, my shoulders, it really does match that tone. So first impressions just on my face, I think it looks really nice. We'll do a wear test. This is not a full review. I need to test this out some more, but my first impressions are that the finish is really, really nice. Next up, I'm gonna go in with the Makeup by Mario concealer. I already did like a mini review of this last week when I did a new makeup video. I had already tested it out and everything, and I mean, I've been using it every single day since, and I still really like it. I had a little bit of trouble finding my shade because a lot of the lighter colors, they are not neutral. So I got shade 200 and it was straight up like olive. It was green on me. It was not good. It's gonna be good on somebody, but it wasn't good on me. So I went and got shade 180, which is kind of light to fair, but with a golden undertone. And I think it does a good job of concealing my under eyes. I think that this concealer, it's very nice. I really didn't care for the foundation all that much. I think it's gonna be kind of like a declutter item probably at the end of the year because I don't reach for it at all. But the concealer, it's so good. It reminds me of one of my favorite concealers, the Uma Beauty concealer, but it has that same just kind of Goldilocks nature where it's not too full coverage, but it also still covers everything up. It kind of has that perfect balance of creaminess and glowiness without being too much of anything. So I've really liked this. This is definitely gonna be a favorite for this month. I don't have a new bronzer, but I do have a new bronzer brush that I wanna show you guys if anybody wants to geek out with me over Fude. I just got this from Fude Beauty. This wasn't gifted or anything. I bought this with my own money. This was a limited edition brush from Hydra, but it's sold out because I didn't pull the trigger and they don't make that many of these brushes. And then one came in stock and then it sold out again. And then another one came in stock the other week and I finally was able to pick it up. It's this beautiful powder brush. And then hopefully you guys can see that beautiful lacquer wear. Oh my gosh, it's like a beautiful little Japanese woman with her parasol and the cherry blossoms. I think it's just so spectacular. So I can't wait to use it. I already washed her. I did wash it. And because I don't have a new bronzer, I'm just gonna use the Tom Ford bronzer in Terra. I know that this brush, it is sold out. I think it's sold out. But if you guys go on the Fude Beauty website and you just click like restock notifications, when one comes back in stock, you can snag it. And actually, Hydra and also Chikuhodo have a lot of other similar brushes, like the Chikuhodo Makie series. I can link to that down below. They have a lot of other designs, like pretty cherry blossoms and that kind of stuff. So if you missed out on this brush, you can still snag one of those. I think I still have a coupon to Fude Beauty as well that I can link. Oh, it's just so, it's so soft. It's like a little kiss of bronzer on the skin. This is probably a good day to be doing a fall transitional get ready with me because it is literally the most miserable day. There's so much fog outside. It's so gloomy. So I have turned on my studio lights very low because otherwise there legit would be like nothing to film with right now. And I gotta get ready for work. Can I show you something for just a second? Check out my Westman Atelier face tray stick, or shall I say the lack of Westman Atelier face tray stick. I am down to the final nub. I used this product up, but you know what? It lasted a really long time. Are these refillable? They really should be, because this packaging is so weighty. I'm gonna have to look up how to recycle this because I feel bad throwing this out. Like, hear that? There's a magnet in there and everything. I'm just gonna blend that out so we can move on to the eyes. I went to go do my brows off camera and then I remembered I didn't do blush. So we're gonna do blush and highlight real quick before we get into the Suqqu palette. I'm gonna go in with one of the new RMS blushes. This is in Crystal Slipper. This is a really great shade for fall, kind of just goes with every single look. I just posted a review of all the new shades of these blushes, by the way, and also the highlighter, which we are about to use, and also the new eye lights from RMS. So I can link that video down below, guys. Check it out. The new shades are so beautiful. And Crystal Slipper is basically just a lighter version of Maiden's Blush, which is one of my favorite neutral blushes of all time. So I think a lot of you are going to like this nude shade if maybe Maiden's Blush was a little bit too deep for you before. I love the subtle radiance it gives. See that? Such a beautiful natural color. And I'll put my coupon code in the description box again if you guys want to save 20% off on any of the new things. I'm next gonna go in with their new luminizer. This is in Prosecco Fizz. Look at that beautiful color. This is just like a good everyday champagne highlighter to add a little bit more dimension on the tops of the cheekbones. I've really been enjoying this. I know it's not completely necessary. That's kind of what I told you guys in my review because it's not a unique shade, but it is it's a really nice luminizer. It kind of reminds me of the Chanel Camellia highlighter, except not as pink. This is more of a gold. Some people were asking me, how does this compare up against the Chanel? It's not that pinky camellia tone. This is very much like a nice, soft, light champagne. All right, now we're doing the eyes with the Suqqu palette. And friends, I'm so sorry it took me a long time to review this palette. There have been so many new releases and other videos to put up. I didn't have time to review this, but we're doing it now, and by some stroke of luck, this palette is still available. In fact, I think both of the palettes from this collection are still available, at least as of last night when I was checking on Selfridges. So I will link it down below in case you guys want to snag it before they sell out like a lot of Suqqu collections do. I'll show you real quick the swatches for this palette. So we have two really pretty shimmers. One of them is kind of like a soft silvery sea glass green. The other one is a warm gold. And then we have two neutral browns, one that's kind of medium tone and one that is deeper. I will also mention, guys, that after I do the look with this, I also have one of the single eyeshadows, and I filmed a little clip of me applying this and a wear test. So I'm gonna be inserting that towards the end of the video. Just want to give you a heads up, I did test out the single eyeshadows from the Suqqu collection as well, and I'm gonna be giving you my thoughts. So let's dive into this palette first. Okay, what do I wanna do? I think I'm gonna go in with the lighter brown and just start off by popping this in the crease. I have a feeling this palette's gonna be very easy to work with because that's how most Suqqu palettes are. It's not sheer, but it's also not overly pigmented, which I like about the Suqqu shadows. See how it just blends out very effortlessly, so you really can kind of build it up to your preference. If you have a deeper skin tone, I do think this one might kind of blend into the eye a little bit more. I think it would serve as a really nice base shade on my skin tone. This is kind of the perfect transition shade, so that's what I'm gonna be using it for. I think I'm gonna go in with the Sea Glass shimmer first and put that a little bit more so on the outer half of the eye. It is quite powdery, so I'm just trying to like build it up on my brush but also tap off the brush because I feel like this would get a lot of fallout. That's really pretty. This isn't going to be as creamy of a formula as maybe a Natasha Denona, for example. The Suqqu formula does tend to be more powdery. As you can see, it went on my eye, but it's not like whoa, creamy emollient shine. But what you do get is a lot of really pretty soft sparkle. So I think I like that. I think that looks really nice. I think one thing that Suqqu does really well is giving shades that are wearable but still a little bit interesting. Like a lot of their shimmer shadows have a lot of really pretty multi-dimension to them. And today, now that I have my studio lights on because it's so cloudy, you can really see the beautiful shimmer that you get from that. I'm just going back into the light brown shade and kind of blending both of the shades very lightly together. I'm excited to go into this gold shade right here. So it's exactly what we're gonna do. And this one is a little bit smoother than the green shade. The green shade's more sparkly. This one has more of like that kind of satiny, metallic texture. Oh, I love the contrast. So I'm just gonna be applying this to the inner half of the eye and the inner corner, and I'm gonna be dragging that down here as well. This is pretty. Suqqu does such a nice job of giving us wearable palettes that have a little bit of interest to them. It's not all pink and brown all of the time. And when I first saw this palette, I definitely thought that this shade was silver. It kind of reminded me of a mini version of the Byredo Remembrance palette, which now that I have it, it doesn't really, but not in a bad way. And that's only because this shade right here, it's actually even more interesting than I thought it was gonna be because it is this green color. I have my little Floricist powder right here, and I'm just blending around the edges to kind of soften that up so we can get a nice like hazy look, because as you can see, the gold is very pigmented and I don't want that line to look super harsh. I just want it to be, I mean, like I just said, very nice and hazy. I want to add a little bit more of the green. I feel like because it's a sheerer shade, it does tend to blend away a little bit. So I'm just gonna tap on a tiny bit more so that it really pops. And then I think I'm gonna take a little bit of that on the lower lash line, and I'm just using this very tiny brush from Refer. Lastly, we're gonna go into this deep cocoa shade, and I just got this new brush from Esum that I'm really excited about. This is the W36, and I don't know, hopefully you guys can see, it is a longer, little fluffy brush, but it has this teeny little angle on the end, and this is so good for just a little bit of outer depth. Oh my gosh, I just got it. You have to get this brush. I think they have a larger and smaller version of this brush, and now I want both versions. Like I must have them for these really nice neutral looks. So look, so good. If you want to do just a little bit more than a liner, it's the perfect thing to just kind of like stamp it onto the eye. And then if you want, you can bring the excess up like this. Oh my gosh. I need more of these. I love them. And I'm getting good pigment from this cocoa shade as well. So here's the basic eye shape, and I want to play up the green just a little bit. So I'm going to use this Chanel eyeliner in the shade Khaki Metal. I actually just recently picked this up from the Chanel boutique. I don't think this color is new, but it is new to me. And I'm just going to add a little bit to the upper lash line and kind of blend that out. This is a great color to match with the one in the Suqqu palette, but it adds a little bit more dimension to the lash line. Ta-da! This is the eye look, friends. I just applied some of that new Benefit Fan Fest mascara that I tested out in my last video. Still really enjoying it. It's so long lasting, and I like the long separated look that it gives the lashes. I think I'm gonna buy a full tube. Maybe I'll wait for the Sephora sale. I wanna finish up the mini that I got first. And then the Suqqu eyeshadow palette, I think it's stunning. This is the perfect little fall palette. You don't have to use all of the colors, obviously, but I tried to use all of them just to demo them for this review. It's absolutely beautiful. I didn't get any fallout, but we will do a little wear test so that we can see how the foundation wears, and just, you know, to see if I get any glitter or anything on my cheeks by the end of the workday. But I think it's really nice. My one tip is that the green shade, because it's more of that kind of sheer, shimmery, multi-dimensional type of shade, you might want to apply that towards the end so that it doesn't get hidden and blended away if you're going to be going in with the other shades. But I feel like you can see it. I feel like she's there, and I really like the khaki liner as well. But you could do a brown liner, you could do no liner. It's a really beautiful palette. I like it. I mean, Suqqu is pretty much always good, and I think that this is a good palette that it's not too colorful. You definitely could wear it every day, but it's kind of worth the money because it is a slightly interesting color story. Anyway, before I get into the demo of the eyeshadow single that I picked up from Suqqu, I am going to show you guys one of the other new shades of the Prada lipsticks that I got. This is a nude. I know a lot of you guys are interested in the nudes, and this one is called Fauve, and this is a part of the Hyper Matte line. So it's going to have more of that perfected matte effect. Hopefully this color matches. It's my first time trying this, I will admit. So this one has kind of like a little bit of a pinkiness to it. It's a little bit warmer than the one in the soft matte formula, Thai Polo. That was the one that I did in my review. That one is more of a true kind of neutral nude, maybe a little bit more cool tone than this one. This reminds me a little bit more of like a Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, but not as pink, if that makes sense. So here we go. This is the final look, friends. I really like this lipstick color. I think that this is a nice nude for fall because it has a little bit of that warmth to it. So if you want to use maybe like the Chanel fall collection, for example, I think this would look really nice with the coral blush or any other kind of earthy, warm, russety tones that you want to wear during the autumn time, if that is the season you're going into. Hey friends, as promised, I did want to show you what this makeup looks like at the end of the day. I've been wearing it for about 10 to 11 hours, so I feel like that's a pretty decent wear test. First up with the foundation, I think it looks really nice. My first impressions are that so far, I really like this foundation. I like the way that it applied. I like the finish. It's very natural. I don't look greasy at the end of the day, but I also don't look dry. And that's usually my biggest issue is just here with my dry patches. A lot of times it looks a little bit crusty at the end of the day, but I really think that it looks pretty good. It hasn't faded. It's a little bit faded here from my nose, but that could just be, you know, for me touching my face and that kind of stuff. So far I really like it. I'm gonna keep wearing it every single day this week, and then I will update you guys either in a favorites video or in a dedicated review. Now for the eyeshadow, I still think it looks good, but it's always so hard to show this on camera. I do have some sparkle fallout right here. It's not too crazy, but it's a glittery palette. You know, it's very multi-dimensional shimmer, so you are gonna get some fallout. I do think that the green shade faded a bit throughout the day because it doesn't have as much of a base, but I still think it looks nice by the end of the day. But for sure, it did fade a little bit. And then the lipstick, I just ate dinner, so of course it's gone, but it lasted. It was lasting today. I really only had to apply it one time during the workday. I love those lipsticks. And yeah, the blush is still there. I think it has great longevity. So I just wanted to show you guys that quick wear test. Now let's get back to the video. Comment down below and let me know what you thought of these products. I am gonna pop on over to my demo of the Suqqu Liquid Luster Eyes. I have the shade 3, which is called Nami Daboshi. So this is gonna be the one that I'm demoing for you guys. And then I am gonna show you the wear test. And then we'll come back here and I'll give you my final thoughts. Hey friends, we are trying out the new Suqqu Liquid Luster Eyes. This is supposed to be, I guess, like a sheer dusty lavender. This was one of the lightest shades in the lineup, and typically when I go for a like single eyeshadow or like a liquid or cream eyeshadow, I tend to steer more towards the lighter kind of like more everyday types of shadows. So here's what it looks like on my hand. It really is not super pigmented. It looks very translucent, and hopefully you guys can tell here it has a lot of glitter. Now yesterday when I was playing around with this, I thought that the texture of it felt very kind of like slippy, emollient, very moisturizing, but it didn't really set down. It kind of just, it set down, but in kind of like a gel texture, if that makes sense. So I'm very curious to see how this looks when I put it on my eyes. Right now, all I did is I put like a little bit of powder shadow down just as a base. And so now I'm gonna try and scoop this out. And I have my Sonia G Fusion Worker. Work that in. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my worker brush, and I'm just getting the product on the brush because maybe I can build it up. Somebody told me that these were not good, and I was like, well, I already got one shade, so I hope that I can try it out. You definitely can build it up. I am grabbing the product that's down here on the little stick and I'm applying that, and it's definitely building up. We will see how this wears, but I don't know. It's very glittery. It doesn't have like that metallic sheen that you get from, let's say, the Lisa Eldridge Liquid Lurex shadows. It's extremely sheer, which I know is a popular look in some countries, so I don't want to like poo-poo the sheerness, but I don't know. I'm kind of curious what the darker colors look like. This does give like a sheer wash of cool tone color. I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it, but I'm curious if I would like it if it was a darker color, and maybe it would look a little bit muddy. Get a little close. It's very sheer. It's very sheer. I don't know. I think if you have a deeper skin tone, these sparkles might pop a little bit because there'd be more of a contrast there. It feels nice on the lids. Like it feels like a jelly texture. Jelly. That's probably a good word for this. I'm gonna go put on some mascara and then I'll be back so you guys can see what it looks like with my makeup finished. So I thought I was going to hate this based on the swatch, but I actually think it looks pretty nice. It is very sheer. It's a sheer wash of color and there's not a ton of wham bam sparkle, but there's like some subtle sparkle. Like you can tell that it's that sort of light, cool toned lavender. I do think it looks elegant. I think it was easy. I think the big thing to consider is that it's easier to build up the color when you apply it in layers with a brush. I think that's the best way to do it, because if you use a little applicator, I kind of feel like I'm just moving the product around and none of it is really building up. So I'm gonna test this out today and see how it wears, and then I will let you guys know my final thoughts. All right, friends, I hope that that demo of the Liquid Luster Eyes was helpful. I do just wanna show you here the clip of what the shadow looked like after I've been wearing it for a full work day. I actually was very pleasantly surprised. I thought I was not going to like these at all. When I first swatched them, I was like, no, this isn't gonna look good at all. But as you can see, they don't crease. I don't know what kind of magic Suqqu has put into these single shadows, but I actually think they are very unique. They are totally different from any other liquid eyeshadow that I've tried. And I've recently tried the ones from RMS. I have the Danessa Myricks ones. I have the Lisa Eldridge ones. What's really cool about these is that they have this kind of very moisturizing jelly texture to them, so they don't make your eyelids look dry. That being said, they aren't super pigmented. These are not going to be like a Danessa Myricks color fix or anything like that. They're very subtle, which is the aesthetic of Suqqu. It's kind of like a sheer wash of color all over the eyes. So I actually really enjoyed this. I thought it was a really nice one and done. I only picked up this one color because it was the lightest and I'm kind of into these like cool tone lavenders right now, but I would be interested in trying out more shades. However, I would love to know what you guys think of these. Some people were telling me that they don't like them, but it could just be that those people prefer something a little bit more pigmented. So yeah, I was so surprised. Lasted all day, didn't crease, gave a really nice moisturized effect to the eyes. I don't even know what to say. I was very, very pleasantly surprised. So friends, that concludes this trying new makeup video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And now it is your turn. Sound off in those comments down below and let me know what you think of all of these products. Let me know what products you want me to test next, especially for fall, any looks that you guys want me to create. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And with that, friends, I hope that you see some beauty in your day, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye.